Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the Israelites that the Bible speaks. So, welcome, 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 as always, to another end of the week Sabbath class. I'm your brother Ananias.
Ezekiel.
We are A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel, and as always, it's an honor and privilege to come before you. But before we get started, we want to give all honor, glory, praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being His Son, who the world calls Christ. And through His strength, sacrifice, and example, we are all able to be here today. So get ready. Hey, it's going to be a mighty class tonight. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. And Lord willing, those who will tune in. This is a class that has to be addressed and talked about. And we're going to bring it out. But nonetheless, tonight's class is going to be taught by the mighty brother Ezekiel. So I'm going to turn it over to my brother. So it's on you, King.
Thank you. Shalom, Israel. Thank you, everybody, for joining in to tonight's class. Tonight's class is going to be called Integration or Segregation. Integration or Segregation. The reason I picked that topic is because a lot of people hear that word integration and automatically assume that that is a good thing because what we've been taught. But according to the Bible, we had to go into the scripts and see how that we see the way we have been integrated. Does the Lord agree with that? Basically, you know. Uh, so we're gonna dive on into it. We're gonna start off with Acts chapter 5 and verse 29.
All right.
Acts 5 verse 29.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29. And it reads, Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey God rather than men.
It says Peter and the other apostle answered and said, "We ought to obey God rather than man." And that's the same thing we have to do here today. We have to obey God rather than man. The reason I say that is because uh, a lot of things that we learn from men are evil. Men said that it's okay to do anything you want. No consequences. Uh, Men say it's okay to celebrate our enemy holidays year in and year out. Men say it's okay to marry our enemies. Uh, all of this is okay according to men. But when you go into the scriptures and read for yourself, you'll find out that God says different. So let's get Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4.
All right. The book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 4. And it reads, And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right. Most High said, "Come out of her, my people," meaning come out of America, come out of this wicked kingdom that we have been forced to be a part of. It said, "Come out of her." It says, you know, it, the Most High don't want us to be a part of her society, mainly Esau's society, but really in the society that we have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, in the society that we are in. Not necessarily only Esau, but the main society is Esau's society. Uh, we've been trying a lot to be like these people. We've been trying to put our kids into the school system. Like we don't have enough sense to teach our own kids. For some reason, we feel as though they are better to teach our kids than we are. You know, uh, but we have to realize that these teachers, these from the other nation, they're not going to put forth a great effort to teach our kids the way they should be taught. They are not going to teach our kids to be smarter than their kids. If you have a teacher that has a child the same age as your child, She's not gonna exhort herself to teach your child as much as her child knows. Or if she has a child that is maybe slow, she's not gonna enjoy teaching your kids, uh, letting them get ahead more so than her child is, you know. So you have to understand that the Most High wanting us to be separate from these people. Let's get Leviticus 20 and verse 26. Because a lot of people don't understand we're not supposed to intertwine with these people. We can't help but be around them, but we got a group, our own group of people that can do everything for us and we think these other nations can do for us. We have to look out for ourselves. We can't depend on them to do for us. Uh, let's get Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26.
The book of
And
Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from the other people, that ye should be mine.
right, the Most High said he has severed us. Everybody know what the word severed means. That means have cut off. If you hear someone say that someone's head has been severed, their head have been cut off from their body, separated from their body. Most High said he have severed us. He has separated us. So if he separated us, why are we constantly trying to go back? Why are we constantly trying to connect back to something that he has severed us from? That makes no sense. If we've been severed, that means we're not supposed. If he severed us from the other nation, that means we're not supposed to be together. And there's good reason for that. You know, he severed us. Some reason we constantly trying to go back. Do we not have trust in our own people and our own selves that we can do without them? Because they're not trying to come on to us. We
Right.
constantly trying to come into a people that the Most High have told us we didn't have nothing to do with, that he severed us from. So we have to think about that. Why do we constantly try to go back to these people? What is it about these people that make us want to connect to them when they don't want to connect to us? Only way they want to connect to us is if they using us to make money off of us.
Right.
You know, if they can't earn money off of you, make money off of you, they don't want nothing to do with you. Like scripture say, I don't know the script, but they like us, they use us for mirth, to make them laugh, to make money off of us. If they can't get something out of it, they don't want nothing to do with us. You can look at that in the NFL and the NBA or any other sport. As long as you out there can catch that ball, can run fast, they're gonna pay you the money. The minute you get a little older, you ain't performing like you used to perform, they'll let you cut you loose just like that. You out of there, you know. So the only way they gonna deal with you if they getting something out the deal.
That's right. You want me to get that for you?
Bring it up.
All right. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 137. The book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 3. And it reads, For there they carried us away captive, required us of a Salaki. Let me read that again. The
Mm-hmm.
book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 3. For there they carried us away captive, required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of those songs of Zion.
Right. So they require the one that wasted us, the one that destroyed us. They wanted mirth from us. And once you can't produce that mirth, they have no more use for you. You no good to them anymore. That's the only good was to them was to present to them mirth. You know. Uh, let's bring out that Little Rock video. one with the, you know what one I'm talking about.
You said the Little Rock?
Yeah, the video with you see the little black boy face on her head on her.
I ain't get that.
Yeah, you got it.
I only got
How many do you have?
let's see, 3. Send it to me again if you can.
One sec.
I'll talk if you got a
Okay. All right.
yeah. So I'm gonna go back to Psalms chapter 137 verse 3. It says but there they that carried us away captive. So it's not just so-called white men, it's these other nations as well. Because as we all know, they love to watch everything that we do. They are entertained by everything that we do. You know, they'll even go so far as to paint their face black to try to look like us and dance like us, hop and skip. You know, it said, they that have carried us away captive required of us a song. That's why they always want us to sing. You know, they might clap and smile at you and say, I love the way you sound, but they've always required of us a song, you know, for entertainment purposes. I mean, don't get me wrong, we are the best at everything that you can possibly think of. When it comes down to singing, cooking, thinking, uh, whatever you can name, we are the best at. But the Lord said, I have severed you, meaning I don't want you to be entertaining them. I don't want you to be trying to be like them. I want you to be different, separate, because I created you to be special, not to be out here entertaining your enemy. They supposed to be serving you. You know what I'm saying? But for some odd reason, well, it ain't an odd reason. We know the exact reason why. If you've been in this truth for a minute, you know exactly why we on the bottom and why we serving them. It's because of our disobedience.
That's
But
right.
going back to this point, it's saying, are you back?
Yes, sir. You can
Back.
finish that point you were bringing out. But go ahead.
All right. It said, for they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth. So it ain't just a physical waste that they have done to us. Yeah, they snatched us up out of our land. Basically, they were the ones who furthered, or the ones that completed the Most High's work when he put those curses on us. When he said, I would snatch away your heritage, they were the ones that did these things. Snatched away your glory. He used them to do those things. You know, so we're not just wasted physically. We wasted everything that you can think about. Economically, we wasted. Spiritually, we wasted, and physically. Now you might say, well, we still run faster, we the stronger. Yeah, but majority of us, we wasted physically, spiritually, and mentally, all the way around. That's why it's hard for us to come together to do any damn thing. We have been wasted, but they use that waste, not waste, but the ones who have destroyed us, they want us to sing them songs now. Sing us one of those old Negro spirituals. That's what they were saying right there when it said, sing us one of them songs of Zion. Sing us one of them old Negro spirituals.
Hey, basically just like saying, hey, let us see you dunk that basketball. That
Hey, shut up and dribble.
like Lauren Ingham said, told LeBron James, shut up and dribble. We don't want to hear what you got to say. Shut up and
Right.
dribble. Saying us. Don't tell us what you feel. Don't tell us how you see in jest and you want to speak on it. We don't want to hear that. Shut up and dribble. Meaning we pay you millions of dollars to entertain us, see you go up and down the court with that basketball. That's all we want you to do. We don't want you to talk about how you see your people being done. Shut up and dribble. And she said that live on app. Shut up and dribble. Told a grown man, shut up and dribble. But yeah, you got that video? Can you hear me?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay, yes, sir. Yeah, so it's a nice class. integration or segregation. Like I said, don't take that word integration and always think that it's something good. They made it sound good, but you got it, bro.
National Guard ringed the school with orders to admit only the white students. It shocked the country. State troops were now being used to prevent enforcement of federal law. At the center of the crisis were these 9 teenagers, selected by the school board because of their excellent grades. The first day, 8 of the 9 went to school together, accompanied by their parents and ministers. They expected some harassment, but no real.
It's a 8 of the 9 students went to school accompanied by their parents and their pastor. So you got to ask yourself, one, you know about the pastor, probably the reason he probably was in it, but why would you, as a parent, agree to your child going into this hostile situation back then in those days? You know, said they were accompanied by their parents and their pastors. But
Trouble.
You could cut it with a knife, the tension outside the school with these people who had come in from other parts of the state, other states. There were license plates from all other states that were there, people who had come in and were outside our school.
The 8 children and the adults with them were turned away by the National Guard. The 9th student, Elizabeth Eckford, had missed the call to gather with the others before school. Elizabeth Eckford walked alone and met a mob.
Can you tell me your name, please? Are you going to go to school here at Central High? You don't care to say anything, is that right? This girl here was the first Negro, apparently of high school age, to show up at Central High School the day that the federal court ordered it integrated. She was followed in front of the school by an angry crowd, many of them shouting epithets at her.
Well, it has to be the most frightening thing. I mean, because she had a crowd of white people behind her threatening to kill her. She had nobody. I mean, there was not a black face in sight anywhere. Nobody that she could turn to as a friend, except that this woman came out of the crowd and guided her through the mob and onto the bus and got her home safely.
See that? Why would we put our kids through that?
exactly. Why do we want to? Why did we want to integrate or be with them so bad? We had people who were smart enough to teach our own kids. But it's like I said, once somebody tells you can't do something for so long, it kind of psychologically messes with you and make you want to do it just because they told you that you could. If never was a law of us not being able to go to school with white people, if there never was a law preventing us from going to school with white people, we wouldn't have been so ready to go to school with them. We probably would have been like, no, we got our own school.
Right.
We don't want to go to school with them, but by them saying we can't, made us want to. Not realizing that, if we would have stayed to ourselves, we would have had a better education. Because we're not learning. Those people do not put forth the effort the way our people would. You see that in the school system now. Black teachers put forth a little bit more effort toward these kids than the white teacher. Black teachers will try a little harder. They don't understand a student not getting it at this point. These black teachers not automatically trying to put this child into special ed or the slow class or whatever. These white teachers don't give a damn. If one day you decide to add 6 and 6 and you put 13 on the paper, you finna be put in the slow class for that one mistake.
Or they'll just keep passing you on and make laws like No Child Left Behind so that they look like they doing you a favor, but they actually not teaching you, just pushing you on through the motion, on through the grade levels, and you end up getting out of school and ain't learned a damn thing.
Right. And those students, I guarantee you that those students were getting pushed into that situation where they in by their parents.
Mm-hmm.
They probably were like, "Mama, I don't want to go." They probably scared as hell. And the mama and the parents being so blinded, this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity. You got to do this. And sent them through that kind of, predicament.
Right. Because one of the things that was mentioned that he was bringing out earlier in the video was that the parents were there along with the ministers.
Right.
So you know who was pushing. They the same ones that was pushing white Jesus on our folk. So
It
you know
said,
they were trying to push us to integrate.
right, it said accompanied by parents and ministers. I wrote that down when I heard. It said accompanied by parents and ministers. And just as today, those ministers was crooked back then. They probably getting something out of the deal too. But right, so they trying to integrate, but they should have been doing like the Most High said. But first let's get by what you just said, and we just said about the parents and ministers. Get Hosea 4 and 6 right fast.
All right. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, and it reads, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because
And that,
thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children."
right. Those kids' parents forgot the law what the Most High said when he said uh that he has severed us. And he said, be ye separate. They parents forgetting all about that law and
Right.
and forcing their kids. And the crazy thing is, you see how bad it is for the kids. So just imagine how it was for the parents 20 years ago, before they had the kids. They should have automatically said, "No, I don't want my kids to deal with these folks." Period.
Right.
Because the kids got it like that. The parent had it a lot worse in the earlier years, but they still should try to put their children through that. Like I said, it's psychological. We went missing by not being able to hang out with these, integrate with these people. We went missing nothing by not being able to go into their restaurant. What were we missing? Our food already tasted better.
That's right.
We at home putting the season on our food, making our food taste perfect. But mad because they won't let us go try their bland food out. What kind of sense that make?
Let
You know,
me get a
food.
precept right quick, King.
Oh, yeah.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 4. And it reads, "A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward."
Mm.
Went away backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother
Yeah.
saying that don't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying? We cook better than them. We do everything better than them. But yet and still we want to go fight and kick down doors just so we can go eat some trash. we was fighting to kick down these doors to get in a restaurant. Now who you see in serving in these restaurants? The same restaurant we was trying to get into, we the ones in there serving the food.
Right.
They reaping the benefits, they getting all the profit. But because we kicked down the door, now we in there serving.
Right. Then they keep telling us, they been telling us we can't do this, y'all can't do that, y'all can't do this. Made us forget how great we are.
Mm-hmm.
Great, we want to make the good food. You know, we not dummies. We can educate our own kids. But by them telling us we can't come to their school, we forget we got educators, great educators in our own community who really gonna care for the children. But now we forgetting about them because they telling us we can't come to theirs. Like they so high and mighty that by them saying we can't come to their school, we can't come to their restaurant, we missing out. No, we not missing out. You helping us by keeping us away from y'all. But we didn't realize it. Had the wool put over our eyes.
Do you like?
Hey, get that script when it said Esau show no mercy toward the young or the old. Bring that out right fast.
All right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Right. So the reason I brought that out, those are young students, probably 16, 17 years old. And you got grown men and women from ages 30 probably to 70 out there cursing and speaking down on those kids, making them feel bad. You know. So you won't find it'll never be a point a time in history where you will find a 50, 60-year-old black man or woman uh making a little white kid feel bad with the words that coming out your mouth. I ain't saying you don't think it, but you're not gonna verbally say it and yell it and scream it to them. Those people did that without it didn't even bother them, you know.
I just want to make another quick point on this as well. Before we came into this truth, you know what I'm saying, we never really paid attention or noticed how we came from, or back in the day, how the society was where women wore dresses. As you can see in this picture right here, every female in this picture had on a dress. You know what I'm saying? But by us trying to assimilate, trying to integrate, and the result you can see today, you see that majority of women are wearing pants and they refuse to come out of the dress, out of the pants, and say things as if pants were always been on the scene. I put it that way. They speak as if dresses make them look bad, or that's a bad look for them. But dresses used to be what women wore. It wasn't no woman wearing pants. You know what I'm saying? You can even see the Edomites in this video, the women wearing dresses. So even back then, you see these kids, these little girls, they wearing their natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
They're confident in who they are. Even as crazy as that situation was, they were confident in who they were. That one girl came out there and stood by herself. But she was in her dress. She had her own hair. Hey, she stood for who she was. They knew who they were. They knew they were being oppressed. But our people today, majority, they want to look like everything but themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to put the dresses on, you know. They hate how they look in the mirror. They want to hide it with everything else. These is little kids, little high schoolers. So 50, 60 years ago, the women were in modesty. I just want to bring that out right quick.
Thank you, bro. That's true. They weren't going to school with pants and stuff like that. They ain't had no problem wearing their little afro, their natural hair. But over time, I guess we was already away from our heritage back then. But that was like in the 60s. It's 2024, so we steadily getting further and further away from our heritage. Because back then, even though we were away from our heritage, a piece of us was still there. And for when nobody thinking about weave and wearing pants, but year after year, we getting further and further away. And if we don't
Right.
stop it and put an end to it, which I think we are, because the word is getting out, the Israelites are waking up. We out on the corner every week, I think. But our people are waking up a lot more now. It's it's probably still at a slow pace. It's at a fast pace compared to what it was. We are waking up, but like what we just was saying, we just showed the video of the students trying to integrate. But if we would be doing what the Most High told us to do, we wouldn't be trying to integrate. Let's get uh Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
All right. The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Right. So we should have been gathering together the nation that's not desired, not gathering together to go gather with some more people. No, we gathering together to be amongst ourselves, because the people who we trying to integrate with, they not really concerned about us. We have to be concerned about ourselves, do for ourselves, teach ourselves. It says, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. So that excludes, when it says, O nation not desired, that is excluding every other nation outside of the Israelite nation. Because we are the only nation that is not desired. These people who we're trying to integrate with, they are desired. We proved that when we were trying to get with them. We're trying to integrate with them. That proved that they are desired by a lot of us.
Right. Let me
We
bring this
are.
out right quick. Can you see
Yeah.
that? It says integration. The process of combining or coordinating different elements, systems, or components into a unified or a harmonious whole. So by us trying to integrate with them, we were trying to combine different elements, systems, or components to a so-called unified or harmonious whole. That's what it is to integrate.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to combine different elements. We don't mix with them. The Lord separated us, like the brother said earlier, brought out earlier in the scripture.
Right.
He separated us. Here we are trying to go against the commandments, being rebellious, just like the brother brought out also. If they would have put a law up saying, or if they never had a law saying that we couldn't go to school with them, then we wouldn't have fought to try to go to school with them. But us being rebellious, we went against the Most High to try to integrate when he said separate, you know?
Right. And just like you said, brother, mixing elements. All elements are not meant to be mixed. You can mix ammonia and Clorox, you're gonna create a deadly gas.
Right.
And that's what happened when we mix with them. We creating a deadly gas.
Mm.
You can't breathe. With ammonia and Clorox mix, it cuts your breath out instant.
Mm.
And that's kind of like what happened when we mix with them.
That's a good point.
Uh, like I said, we should be gathering ourselves together, like Zephaniah 2 and 1. And the reason we are not desired is because these people know who we are. They know we God chosen people. When it all boils down to it, they know who we are.
Right.
And by them not being a part of it, it's quite natural for them to hate our good. You know, I'm pretty sure I would hate them also if I felt like they had the kingdom is for them and it has nothing to do with me. I probably would hate them too.
Right.
I probably wouldn't give a damn about them either. But that's what we have to realize. So if we God chosen people, uh, that should let us know that surely we can teach our own kids. If we the chosen, why are we going to an outsider to do for our children? An outsider that we know the Most High said is our enemy.
Right.
That's crazy. Now I'm not saying in some instances, like at these schools, yeah, we're gonna have some people from other nations teaching at these schools, but we're not supposed to seek them just because they are of the other nation. You know, I'm not going around I'm looking for a bunch of white people to teach my kid. You know, I'm not going around looking if you just so happen to be at the school, okay. But I don't prefer you. Don't get it twisted. I don't prefer you. You just happen to be there and there's nothing I can do about it. But I don't prefer Esau, Moab, or none of the other non-Israelite nation. I don't prefer y'all because I know from what I've learned that you don't have my kids' best interest at heart. And the rest of us need to think the same way. Don't put your guards down because your Edomite teacher smile in your face when you come to the school to the PTA meeting or something like that. And they tell you how wonderful your child is. They telling you one thing and they gonna say something else to somebody else. Kind of like the woman on 227 when she said, I ain't the one to gossip, so you ain't heard it from me. Remember that, and that's true. She's so adorable. She looks just like you. And then when she gets somewhere else, I can't stand her. She wear them fake hair and all that. You know, they gonna speak the same to they gonna speak different to you than they speak to somebody else, you know. But let's get Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31, brother.
All right. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31, and it reads, Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Right. We cannot envy this oppressor. We should not envy this oppressor. And when I said this, of course, we know the main oppressor is Esau, but I'm not just speaking on him. I'm talking about all of our oppressors. All of our oppressors are doing a lot better than us right now, and we see them. We can physically see that they're in a higher state than us. But the Most High said, "Do not envy them. Don't get sucked into like some of our brothers, some of our sisters. Maybe I need to get with this one so I can have a better life. I stand a better chance on getting with this person because they seem like they're doing, they're well off.
Right.
So I'm gonna hook up with them so I can be well off. No, if you got to suffer to the Most High come back, that's what you do before you mingle the other nation in it like that in that situation. You know, like I say, you can't miss what you ain't never had. You been broke this long. You been broke 40 years. You ain't got nothing but probably good 30, 35 left. Stay, get yourself right with the Most High, but don't mix and mingle with these folks like this as far as trying to marry somebody because they can make your life better for the next 30 years. It ain't worth it. Where you stand and lose. You know what I mean? Let's get let's get uh let's get Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6, and it reads, For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. The Most High said that we are above all people that are on the face of the earth. So we can't go to and stoop to a lower state of people to teach us, to do for us. You know, it make no sense. You ain't finna find no a 15-year-old teenager going to ask a 2-year-old for advice. You know what I mean? It's not
Right.
finna happen. Let's get that video. It's the second video I showed you. I think is the one. What you got? Put it up there. Let me see.
That it?
Let me see the other.
What you want?
The one I said, I think I put stop at 3 minutes on them.
I didn't get that. How many videos did you see?
Hold on 1 second. I got you.
All right. All right, while the brother getting that, I want to go and pull this definition of segregation up right quick. All right. Says segregation. Says the action or state of setting someone or something apart from others. That's what the Lord said when he said, I have severed you to be holy, to be separate. Setting someone or something apart from others. Let me get the book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 13. It says, separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. So the Lord knows that we would be dealing with our enemies in the latter days because of our rebellion. But he constantly telling us, even though we're going to be amongst them, to separate yourself, segregate yourself. You know what I'm saying? But your enemy has put it in your mind as if segregation is something that is wrong, something that we shouldn't be a part of. But as we go on throughout the class, you'll realize that when we were segregated, just like when you read in the scriptures, when we were segregated, when we were in our own land, minding our own business, following the law, statutes, and commandments, that's when we were blessed among above measure, above all, excuse me. When we separated from our enemies, when we stayed holy, separate to the Lord, special to the Lord,
Right.
we were blessed beyond measure. You know what I'm saying? When we followed the commandment, meaning to be separate, meaning to segregate, we were blessed beyond measure. But the Lord told us in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 13, to separate thyself from thy enemies. But once again, I'm going to make reference to the point that we are a rebellious people, stiff-necked. So rather than follow the commandments, what do? We go against it. We want to integrate. We want to follow and be just like the enemy. The Lord said, envy thou not. We said, hell no, I want to be just like them and dress up and want to talk like them, want to dress like them, walk like them. Rebellious people. That's why this class got to be brought out.
Right.
So,
Hey,
you know,
right. And just like you said, we were trying to be like this. Uncomfortable seeing them want to be like us because we the greatest. But we trying to be like a base man. A base man. Oh, I call them a base man. It don't make sense for you to want to be like a base man, but it makes sense for you to want for them to want to be like somebody who's above them. You got the one I just sent you? I just sent it the second time. It's a guy look like he giving a high five to a student.
Hi, my name is Nomalanga Mshali Moses with theblackhomeschool.com, and this is Shaquita Graham with atechco.com. Today we're discussing a very interesting article that is up at theblackhomeschool.com. In the article, I just want to pull up the article and read a little bit of the excerpt of it. It basically says that the title of the article is a study shows that young and gifted Black students are more likely to be put into advanced programs, or what we call gifted programs, by Black teachers. So now you also have to consider the fact that are many kids actually taught by Black teachers or not. So the article goes on to say that overrepresented in special education classes, Black kids are only half as likely as white students to be placed in public school gifted programs. Only 2% of Black students and 3% of Latina students are in gifted and talented programs, which is in contrast to 4% white students and 6% Asian students who are enrolled in these gifted classes and programs. So why are gifted classes mostly white and Asian? Well, this study suggests that many bright children of color are being passed over for advanced programs, and this can change if they have Black teachers. The intervention of Black teachers may provide the key. So, I mean, this is nothing new for Shaquita and I. We're both homeschooling moms, so these are things that we already know. And we're, in essence, Black teachers to our kids. Does this information surprise you, Shaquita?
Absolutely not. I mean, I think it's very important to know that the information is out there so we can begin as a whole in the Black community to recognize the damage that's being done to our children in the form of lost opportunities, degraded self-image and things like that, so that we can come together as a community, create different options for our children, whether it's in the form of co-ops, homeschooling co-ops between Black parents to share the workload, or if it's pulling your kids out and homeschooling them yourself, or if it's really getting serious about having a curriculum that we teach them after school, because there's already been evidence in a study in 2012 that white teachers specifically, they rate the behavior and the academic potential of Black students more negatively than those of white students. Right. So we've known this for a long time. It's just like, what are we going to do about it?
I just want to read one other little thing. Perhaps some would explain the disparity by noting that Black children are poorer with fewer resources and less access to opportunities, as if that's all there is to it. And then others would simply say the difference, or attribute the difference to a so-called low aptitude among Black children, which translates to saying Black kids are dumb, and suggesting that Black children just aren't good enough or smart enough. And of course, we know that's not correct. You know, I just wanted to basically piggyback on what you were saying, and saying that, you know, yeah, you can pull your kids out of school, but one of the things that I often talk a lot about is you can do part, like you said, a homeschool curriculum, even though they're in school, which is part-time homeschooling or supplemental homeschooling. So your kids are getting the added benefit of you as a teacher, their parent, in addition to the school system.
That's all I wanted on it. What you said, like they said that the white people tend to, like what I was saying earlier, try to, you know, put the kids in a certain category, like they can't comprehend or get the lesson more quicker than the Black people. So we see that should tell us we need to be teaching our own people. Because I know for a fact that some of those Edomite kids are slow, and they will fight and do everything they can before they try to put them in a slow class, you know. But they don't do the same for our kids. But another thing we have to realize is that us trying to get our kids to integrate our kids into these school systems is not the only way that we're going off, you know, as far as going against what the Most High put in effect. You know what I'm saying? We go off, another way we go off is uh, when we marry into these other nations, that's another form of integration right there. Probably worse than this other form of integration what we've been talking about. But we the whole, plenty of time, all the Israelite groups speak on it, but our people don't get it. So we're gonna have to keep on talking about it till they do get it. I know we've been talking. I know I talk about it all the time because it's something that bothers me. I don't like to see our people doing it. Marrying into these other nations. Let's
Right.
get Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3 through 4.
All right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Right. Because they're gonna make you serve other God. God that the Most High ain't talked about. God that the Most High hadn't uh portrayed in the Bible, described in the Bible. Gods that's no God for real. Gods that they put as a God. And
Right.
get one image of that God where they show and get that white image. This is the God what the Most High said you gonna serve. And you will serve because he said you would when you marry the other nation. That's who you're gonna be serving right there when you marry Esau.
Right.
The Most High said that's who you're gonna serve.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's true. If he put it in there, he don't lie. If you marry into them other the Edomite, that's your God right there. That's who you will be served. Let's get the other image, the other false God. See that? You marry one of them Indians, one of them East Indians or whatever, they God Buddha, that's who you gonna be served. Whether you male or female, that's who you gonna serve right there. Uh let's get that other image. Now if you doing according to the Most High, this is the image uh of the one true God that you will be served. Not saying that this is God, but this is a closer image to the Most High uh, that is depicted in the Bible. You will serve a God that looks more so like you. Like I said, we the only group of people on the earth that don't have a problem with serving a God that looks nothing like him. But once you come into the knowledge that you are Israelite, you ain't gonna serve no other. This is the only image you will serve. Not saying this is Christ, but when you lay down and you pray, this is the image that should be coming to your head. No longer will white Jesus be coming in your head when you pray to the Most High. Like when I was young and I used to pray, I didn't think of a black man. I thought of a white man like this right here. But now that image is wiped out of my head. I no longer think this is who I see right here. The image that I see. I see a man with dark skin like mine.
All right. Let me get a precept. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 11. Have a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory for that which it doeth not profit. So that's going into how us mixing and mingling with these other nations, trying to integrate rather than segregate. We took on their customs, their traditions, everything that they love to do, we took on, even their gods. We put away our image and we changed the glory of our God to that to a God that does not profit us. We gave our glory over to another nation. We serve their gods. These things, these images, these idols, these things do not profit us at all. In fact, they are detrimental to our people.
Right.
Because we follow this image, we have no law. We have become a lawless people, just like the people who created this image. They are a lawless people. So because we serve and follow behind them, we have become lawless ourselves. That's why we think we don't have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we think we good by killing and shooting and stabbing each other day in and day out. Because we follow this image that does not profit us. These images do not profit us at all. But when we come back under the umbrella as we supposed to be, back in the order, back under Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, now we begin to gain our strength back. You know, we start to build as a nation. We start to see what's going on. We start to rise. We start to come back to our fullness. But that's all I had, King.
Yes, sir. And also, another thing we have to do, we have to believe in ourselves, have faith that what we have coming out of us is something good. We have to go. Let's get Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and 20. Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha chapter 26 and verse 20.
All right. The book of Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 26 verse 20. And it reads, when thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. So thy race, which thou leavest, shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent.
Right. So basically, that's going into when you procreate, you know, in the goodness of your own stock. We're not supposed to water our seed down.
Right.
Talking to us men, because you women that go out and have babies by the other nation, that's not that seed is not considered Israel. But us men, we got to trust in the goodness of our own stock. We ain't trying to water our seed down. Even though we only can create Israel, we want to create Israel with Israel. We're not trying to water our seed down. We're not trying to have our seeds come out of here confused. We're supposed to trust in the goodness of our own stock. Get with somebody of our own nation. Trust in our nation. You know?
That's right. Let me get a precept right quick, King.
Sure.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. It says, beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Now, therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine. So this was Tobit talking to his son Tobiah, telling him, hey, don't go out there mixing and mingling with these other nations. If you go get a woman, you better go get that woman of your own people and sow your seed with your own kind. Don't go out there and mix and mingle with the other nations. That's showing you or showing them that you despise your own people when you do these things. And a lot of our people don't even look at it that way today because of how the Babylon the Great has influenced them. They think they're doing a great service or that love is blind. Nah, what you're showing is that you despise your own people. You despise your own people by wanting to be with the other nations. The same ones that are hate, rape, and rob your people still continue to do it today. And you think by you being able to date them that love is blind or that you're doing some righteous thing in life. Blows my mind. Even without being in the scripture, without being in this truth, I understood these things. We understood these things. I ain't understand it. But our people today, they influenced by the ways of Babylon, and they think by mixing and mingling with these other nations that they're actually doing something. You're actually hurting yourself and your nation. But Tobit was telling his son, sow your seed with your own kind, marry your own kind, raise up your own kind. Why? Because they knew the scriptures and they were obedient. But it's on you though, King.
Yes, sir. Okay, from now let's get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7 through 9.
All right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7, and it reads, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to number of the children of Israel.
Read that one more time. When he went,
When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
right, 9,
All
verse 9.
right. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Right. So we are the Most High's inheritance. And it says, he set the bound of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. But right above it said, when he separated the sons of Adam, we are the sons of Adam, which he separated. But in this time, this day and age, we want to integrate and come back together. How we gonna try to come back together when the Most High said he separated us?
Right.
You know, that's going against the grain. You know, if y'all know what that terminology means, going against the grain. If your hair go this way and you brushing it backward, it don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Your hair go this way, you brush it forward. You brush it backwards, you gonna look. Your hair ain't gonna look right. If you in the left hand turning lane, but you trying to turn right, that don't look right. You're going against the grain.
Right.
You got to go with the way the Most High has set forth. You know, and then a lot of people don't understand. If you in the truth, you understand. I know this year we've been getting a whole hell of a lot bad weather, tornadoes and stuff. You know, uh, the Most High got something to do with it. We not gonna give Mother Nature the credit. Ain't no such thing in Mother Nature. It's the Most High. So when the Most High gets pissed off, he tells us that he shows his wrath through the whirlwind or the tornado. Uh, let's get Jeremiah 23, verse 19 through 20. Because people think that the stuff that we bringing out tonight, the Most High is not pleased with it. And that is not the only thing he's not pleased with, but that's one of the things he's not pleased with. And he shows his wrath.
All that out again.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 19 through 20.
All right. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 19. Behold, a whirlwind of the Lord is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days, you shall consider it perfectly. All praise.
Yes, sir. You got that video of that tornado?
Sir.
But y'all have to understand, don't think that these things are just happening for no reason. Now, what we've been talking about tonight is not the only reason, but this is one of the reasons. It's plenty of reasons why he allowed this destruction. But what we're bringing out tonight is one of the reasons why he allowed this stuff to happen. And we ain't gonna give Mother Nature the Most High's credit. But you got that video.
All right. Shalom, brother.
Shalom, fam. Shalom, fam.
brother.
Oh my gosh. Huge tornado, northeast Lincoln, Nebraska. Time is 2:54. Oh my gosh, look at that stovepipe.
Esau driving toward it.
Tornado. Lots of debris in
Right.
the air. Lots of debris in the air. Oh, Jesus be with these people. Oh, it's doing a lot of damage.
He the only nut chasing. What they call him, storm chasing.
Oh my gosh.
So, like I was saying, the Most High, once he get pissed off, he gonna set forth his fury, and he bring forth the fury in the whirlwind. And like I said, this is not the only what we bringing out tonight is not the only reason he does it, but it's plenty of reasons he does it. But
Right.
this is one of them. You know, he ain't gonna come down here and grab you by the throat, but he can do other stuff to get your attention. So you can cut that video out, brother.
I'm gonna get another precept just to show
Okay.
furthermore that the
Yes, sir.
Lord is doing these things in the whirlwind. Go to the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 2 and 3. It says, Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord have his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and in the clouds are the dust of his feet. So ain't no mother nature in that. This is the
Right.
Lord doing what he do. You know what I'm saying? And he judging the wicked. So when you start seeing these tornadoes amp up, and it's 5 and 6 or what it was a year ago,
today,
huh?
it was over 100 tornadoes a couple of days ago, about a week ago.
Yeah. Can't make this stuff up, man. The Lord is judging the earth. He is touching the earth. What it say? He coming to touch the earth for which he created. Paraphrasing greatly. You know, he coming to visit the earth. You know, the wicked, the individuals who do not want to adhere to his commandments. You know, so when you start seeing these storms amp up, Israel, you need to be getting into this book. You need to be diving day in and day out, meditating and learning these scriptures so you can keep these commandments and do the things that's needed so that you will be protected when them storms come. This is mandatory. It ain't optional. We got to learn these scriptures day in and day out. The Lord is touching the earth and he's showing you, he's making it manifest. We can't take this as a joke, but it's on you, King.
Yes, sir. So, so when the Most High says something, we have to take heed to what he says. We have to realize that the Most High is a genius. We have to realize that he's not going to tell a lie. We have to realize whatever he say goes.
That's right.
Let's get Numbers chapter 23 and verse 19. I'm about to close it out in a second. Numbers chapter 23, verse 19.
The book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 19, and it reads, Yahweh is not a man that he should lie,
Right.
neither the son of man,
Right.
that he
So,
should repent. He have said, and he shall, and he, excuse Salaki, let me read it one more time. Yahweh is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man, that he should repent. Have he said, shall he not do it? Or have he spoken and shall not make it good?
right. So the Most High ain't gonna lie that he have to repent for it. And he said, read that second part.
Right. It says, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it?
So
Or
if
have he spoken, and he shall not be made good?
right, so if he said it, he gonna do it. And he's speaking, he gonna make sure he gonna do what he said he was gonna do. That's what we have to remember. We can't take it for a joke. And like I said, we might think, well, he ain't did it yet, but he said he slowed the anger. And I'm pretty sure we prefer it like that, because if not, a lot of us been gone already.
Right.
So let's get Malachi 3, verse 6.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6. And it reads, bear with me. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
So the Most High said he changed not. That means when he told us that we are separate from other nations, he said we are a special people. All these scriptures where he got telling us we need to stay away from these other nations, he ain't changed because it's 2024. He said he changed not. We have to remember that. It can be 2044. Same thing stands. He's not going
Right.
to change. If the world lasts another million years, he's not going to change. These scripts going to still be in effect. So we have to remember that. And it's for our own good. He didn't tell us that just to be saying it. He see how we did worse when we integrated. He knew that would happen. That's why he said don't integrate with him. He tell us to live, get Romans 12 and 18.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 18. And it reads, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men.
That's all I need. Yeah, it said live peaceably with all men. That don't mean try to integrate with them. That means live in peace with them. There's a difference.
Big difference.
He don't want us around here going to war and fighting if we ain't got to.
Right.
Still, you don't volunteer yourself to go deal with a bunch of people who the Most High say your enemies, who he ain't dealing with. If he ain't dealing with them, why you post? Why would he want you to deal with them? You as a parent, you don't get along with the people across the street. Y'all arguing and fussing every day, but you let your child go across the street every day to play with their children. That don't make sense. You're gonna keep your child at home. You're not getting along with them people across the street right now. Why let your children go across the street?
Right.
We bring out this last scripture. Luke chapter 11, verse 28.
Call it one more time.
Luke 11 and verse 28.
The book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 28. And it reads, but he said, yea, rather, blessed are they that hear the word of Yahweh and keep it.
Right. So all the things I brought out tonight, we have to hear and we have to do them. Like, you ain't gonna get no prize just for hear. But if you hear and do, that's when you win your prize. Not just for this type of what we went across tonight, that's for all the most high laws. Hear the laws and do the laws, that way you win your prize. We trying to all Israel is trying to win their prize. And the only way we're gonna win their prize is we once we hear the most high's laws and commandments, we do his laws and commandments. And we'll win his prize. That's what everybody focuses on, the prize, which is the kingdom. And that's all I got to say on that tonight. Unless one of the brothers want to bring something out, but if not, oh, y'all got something out the class, and that's all I have. And I'm Brother Ezekiel.
Brother Ananias.
Brother Yakub.
And we are A.O.I. And I appreciate everybody joining in on the class. And we'll see you guys next Sabbath. Shalom.
Shalom.